Perfect. Now.
A
Better?
little better.
Okay. It'll just take a second for it to stabilize, but.
I've got a 12-inch dick and a dozen roses.
Thanks, Craig, for singing that over a live stream.
And a pickup truck.
Remember, no more than 30 seconds of any song. That's the
What?
law.
Well, I just sang the whole song, so.
10 seconds is the YouTube contract.
Anyways, we should be good now.
Okay.
Alright.
So, Baldric, are you just lagging behind and kind of walking slowly, or?
I'm lagging behind and I'm just following the group more so, not the dwarf.
Okay. Well, it's not too long before the dwarf actually kind of breaks off to head back towards where you know the barracks to be.
Alright.
As you guys head towards the castle, you see several incidents where sometimes men will stop and stare really hard at a woman and then catch themselves and kind of like shake their heads and move on. Something definitely seems strange. Some of the women also stare at men, but but they don't tend to shake their heads. They tend to blush, but then just keep doing it, almost like in defiance. As you approach the castle, there are two guards stationed just outside of the courtyard entrance, and then another two more just inside of that entrance, effectively doubling the guard that it would normally be stationed. And they acknowledge your presence and your entry with a nod of the head, and as you approach the doors, you are stopped. And the guards say, "I must apologize. We just have to have an escort for you through the castle." And as, he says that, you see another guard kind of standing a little ways off, and he begins speaking very softly to himself, it sounds like. But then shortly thereafter, the same lieutenant who walked in the first time approaches with another two guards. And he says, "Welcome. I sincerely hope that this visit ends a little bit more pleasantly."
That is a wish we all share.
But come, Lord Bryn has requested your presence in the rear courtyard. Consider this a great honor. And he walks you through the castle, and you seem to be taking pretty much a bit of a very winding path. It's almost like there's no direct path to the rear courtyard in the castle. And then as you guys open up into the castle itself, into the courtyard, a very bright light shines down upon a covered trellis from which hangs a golden bell. It is large, and you are all able to feel a sense of immense magical power coming from it. Standing near the bell is King Mikal Bright. You do not actually see Lord Bryn anywhere. You see two guards on either side of the courtyard, and they seem to be larger than normal. And the way they hold themselves, for Baldric and Eridar, you can tell that these are exceptionally well-trained guards, likely to have seen several actual battles. These are probably the cream of the crop, as it were.
Okay.
They do not try and stop you, but each of them wields what looks to be a large halberd, and they hold it at the ready to immediately strike at any who try and make any false move. And standing by the bell is King Mikal Bright, and as he stands there, he speaks out loud to where you can hear him. I had Lord Brine call you, for you are the only ones who have shown an ability to get a job done. Even with your inability to fight off my foul advisor. I have need for those that I can trust to do a job well. Are you those?
Well, it really depends on the job you want us to do. I can't exactly woo every woman in the town.
I
He
believe
turned-
I can do any job that you ask, or at least I will try to the best of my ability.
At Falavar's jibe, he actually turns. His face is gray and haggard. He looks as if he has aged 20 years in the last month. You know not of the depth of the deed I am asking for. I must have your assurance that you will work to the end to get it done.
What do you need done?
He looks at you and he breathes out. Because of the loss of my sons, the bell is defiled. And he says that in such a way that makes you look closely at the bell again. Now, for all of you, we're going to have a brief moment where I switch over to a bell.
Okay.
Okay.
The once golden bell, as he says that, you look forward and the actual roof of the stand that's covering the bell falls apart and it begins to rust in front of you. The wood rots and the bell takes on more of an antique bronze look when prior it was just gold. The bell is aging, and I am sacrificing my life to keep it. For if the bell falls, so falls the country.
What exactly is this bell to hold such power?
This bell is a gift from the gods, a blessing of Bahamut, a blessing of Heronius, a blessing of Pelor. And as such, it rings a clear, pure note for all to hear, and it brings out the very best. But as it has done so for generations, without its ring, without its call, years of rotten attitude, years of evil thoughts, evil deeds are accumulating in the city. If the bell falls, then the city will fall to anarchy.
I believe we have already seen the beginning stages of that.
What do you mean sacrifice yourself, exactly?
as one of the royal blood, and I'm switching back to the other screen. As one of royal blood, my presence or that of my heirs must be nearby to ensure that the bell retains its luster. But if we are to do a foul deed, it poisons the bell. And the son who has left, who was taken, has been slowly poisoning the bell, tainting it. We dare not ring it, for if it rings, we know not what magics it will release. But it cannot be removed, it cannot be hidden. So the court wizards and the court clerics are taking a small portion of my life every day to ensure the bell does not fall.
Mm,
What would you have us do?
There is a man that only those of strength, of arms, and kind of heart can find, and only once. He has the ability to sever the ties of a member of the family. I need you to find this man and have him sever the ties from my son. I have found him before, and I am no longer capable of doing the same. And with the magics affecting the town and the guard, none of them can do the same, for they are no longer kind of heart. You lot, however, are not originally from the town. The magic is not in your blood. Will you do this deed?
Of course. We will do what must be done.
What is his name? How do we find him? Where do we go?
Lord Bryn shall fill you in on the details. I have need to spill my blood, and I wish not to do it in front of my guests. And he turns away, and he begins to walk towards the bell. And you see him pull a silver dagger out. You are called back by the lieutenant, and he says, "Please come with us. Lord Bryn knows the name and knows where he was last found. The information is secret as it is a state treasure, a royal treasure. So you're being trusted with more than you know." Do you go with the lieutenant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Lord Bryn meets you not far inside the castle, and you hear an anguished scream come from the courtyard. And Lord Bryn, his eyes still piercing, searching, looks to the four of you and says, "You have consented then to do this deed for King McAlbright.
Of course.
Have all of you done so?"
Yes.
Yes.
I'll be fine doing it as well. It's to think a man has to go through something like that. I'll do what I need to for him.
Good. For if you had not consented, then even knowing of it, we would not have been able to allow you to leave. The man's name is... Give me a second. I've typed it up. You have to forgive me. Games I run, 5th edition...
Schmitty Werger Jaegerman Jensen? He was number 1?
Geez,
Okay.
Shane, be better prepared.
Likes cranberries.
Shut the fuck up.
I hope it's not that horse.
Because I'm the last person on earth that can say that sentence about a D&D game.
A horse.
That
No, be prepared.
horse thing that we melt. Because remember you said you can only meet him once? Yeah. I've been thinking that too. High five, Evan.
Yeah.
So,
It's like we're of one mind.
he says his name is Gabil Drepnik.
Dripnik. That's hey, that was the guy from Castle.
That's also the last name of the thing that was on the sword hilt.
Do you say that in character?
Not at the moment, no, because I would let the guy talk.
Gabil Drepnik was last seen to the northeast of the castle grounds. There is a unicorn's glade in the center of a swamp that has been slowly encroaching upon the unicorn's lands but has not been able to fight it off. He was last seen by the king in that area 20 years ago. And he was there ensuring that the unicorn's glade would stand and doing whatever he needed to do so. So, it is a 10-day journey from the castle. During that time, you will be out handling yourselves. All provisions are already prepared for you, as well a cart for your travels with 4 horses, 2 to pull behind and 2 to actually drag the carriage.
To track the horse, Jesus Christ.
Dragging the horses with horses.
Drag the horse Baldrick's on.
It has been properly provisioned for a trip taking a full cycle. So 30 days and nights. To ensure you have ample time to find, investigate, and if he has moved, to find the new location. Do you have any questions?
I believe you have adequately covered everything.
While a reward has not been determined as of yet, there will most definitely be one. For if you complete this task, you will effectively save not only the kingdom but the life of a good man.
The Lord is the last thing on my mind with a task such as this. A holy relic that is partially from my god is tainted. It must be cleansed.
Ever the paladin. Sir Eridar, please make haste, but do not speak of this to your church.
I
For-
understand.
For at this time, there are some among the church who have been there forever, been there since they were born. And it hits particularly hard those who were pure of heart.
That is a good word of caution. I will be discreet. Well, as discreet as I can be.
And for the rest of you, know that you have the blessings of the Lord, but he cannot be known to have sent you out on this errand. So be discreet, do not share of your travels, do not share of your intent. And when you return, we shall speak of much lighter things when you return with success. Oh, Lady Reyna,
Yes.
the king hath bade me to tell you that your request has been completed, and your package is en route.
Are you serious?
He said that he was able to parley with the king of the other kingdom, and they were willing to help fund the relocation of your package. And it has been done upon the request of the king through the place of your packages. I did not. He did not slip and say brother.
Son of a bitch! Stab!
Upon your packages were employ. So basically, they moved him upon the excuse of his work. I do not expect there to be any issues, but he is being guarded from afar by a fairly large force. All dressed in normal clothes. But per your request, that is what was provided to you.
Are there other packages with the main package?
Yes.
How many?
You
500.
From what I've been told, there is a collection of 5 packages.
Small ones.
They're all small. She's so excited.
Baldric, it sounds like the same sound when you squeeze her.
It's just like vibrating happiness.
Whoa.
Let's go get us a guy. Would they be here?
It is slow going, but they are being carefully moved in a way that does not allow for any to follow.
Must find a house. I must find places, and I have to get a
Lady Reyna, you must find this man so that this kingdom can continue to protect your package.
Yes, yes, and then a house.
What you do after the fact is yours.
Yes, yes. Let's go.
And there's some character motivation right there.
I think Urtog's gonna be mad that I'm not gonna play tomorrow. Oh well, I'll just tell him to put it on my tab.
He's gonna charge you 30 gold next time.
27.
Especially since you told both the Genasi and the human male that you're gonna be there as well.
Yeah. But they're businessmen, I'm sure they'll understand.
Oh dear. Well, we better be getting off.
You realize
Yes.
it's night now, right?
We can leave right now.
We're leaving in the morning, I'm sure.
We can go now. I mean, we need to get this done. You know, there's a life at stake. We should probably go now. We have torches. There's horses.
I agree with Mayha.
I've
Sleep
been
is
playing all day long. I need my
Sleep in
beauty
the
rest.
carriage. Sleep in the carriage.
With that horse smell?
Alder can carry you.
Oh god, no.
Reyna, please, the three of you go get rest. I will make sure everything's ready in the morning for us to take
Trust me,
off.
I am good to go right now.
Rest, Reyna. You need
I-
your rest before we go on a long journey.
Can't really sleep. I'm good.
You can't drink and drive a horse.
No, I didn't drink.
Much.
Like a glass. It was like hours ago at this point. Halfling glass, shot glass. I don't know.
Either way, preparations still need to be made.
He just said they were
we still
done.
must ready the horses. We must prepare our things. Please go get rest. We'll make sure everything is ready for the morning.
I'll help with the horses. Where are the horses?
Rest.
Where are the horses?
You need more rest than I do.
I can sleep in the thing. Where are the horses, good man?
The morning will be fine, and this is Lord Brian. For we also wish to ensure that it does not look suspicious that 4 people were called to the castle and then immediately rushed from the castle. So, with that, we wish for you to leave in the morning. Take care of any loose ends for the rest of this evening. I care not if you rest or not. I am not your father. Luke, I am not your father.
Babysitter.
And know that you are doing work for many, many different reasons. And with that, the lieutenant escorts you back out of the castle,
Excuse me.
and in the process of doing so, he speaks to you very briefly, and he says, "Be wary. They did not go into it, but I know of the swamp that they speak of. This swamp is a haven for undead, hydras, and other foul beasts.
The last time I found a undead, I got bit in the face by it.
Good times.
Ensure you are safe and take care. Many good men have died out there." And the lieutenant salutes smartly and then turns and walks away. And this is after you are at the exit of the castle. Do you guys go and rest and do your thing?
I would
Yes.
stop by Urtog's first.
Okay. So we'll start Falavor. You're gonna stop by Urtox. What are you doing?
I assume his bar is still open because it's a
Yes.
bar. I walk up to Urtog. Bars never close, okay? I'd walk up to Urtog. Urtog, so about that performance tomorrow.
I go with him, just side note.
Yes, I've had many of people become exceptionally excited upon hearing of you performing tomorrow.
Well, you see, there's some family trouble going on the outside of the border of the town in the next town over. My uncle's trying to get there, and apparently he got arrested.
No, Falavor. Come now, it's just one day.
One
Surely
day.
your uncle can spend some quality time thinking about what he's done.
I don't think he would do very well now. He's a very sensitive man.
What do you think would happen if we put him in jail? It would end badly.
I would do just
He would
fine in
find
jail.
A lovely, strong man to hold his hand.
Yeah, it'd end badly.
You'd have trouble sitting for a while.
Yeah.
Probably. That's why
badly.
I need to go save him, Urtog.
He
It'll
did
do him so good. He got caught.
He got caught for something that's not his fault.
Oh, that's what they always say. And how did you find this so quickly?
Well, you see, there was a messenger sent from a week ago from my auntie sister's cousin uncle's twice removed, child.
He's already been in there a week then. He's probably been executed. One more day won't kill him.
He won't be executed for the crime he committed. I just need to go get him out.
Oh, come now. Why do you musicians always do this?
Well, that's why we're so pricey.
No, that's why I don't pay you enough.
Ah,
Because you can't be relied upon.
and I apologize for that, Urtog, but you know I'm good for it.
No, you're not.
I'll make him.
You still owe me from 2 months ago.
And I'm still good for it. Just not yet.
Kick him in the shins.
And Urtog, by chance, did you see where the two gentlemen that were sitting over at that table, pointing at the one that the
Genasi and the human.
Dranasia, did you happen to see where they went?
Out of my bar?
Do you know where they're staying?
No.
Can I leave a note with you? Or a message for them for me?
Sure, maybe I'll deliver it.
I'll give you 5 gold.
Fine.
Ah, such a good businessman, Urtog. Can you tell them I'll have to delay our meeting for a little while as I have some important business to take care of before I can help them?
Fine, but I am above them on the list.
You most certainly are, Urtog, trust me. I would never put somebody like them above an old friend such as you.
Fine.
And I would slip him 5 gold.
Concert's canceled tomorrow. Oh.
Now, you can tell him I have a case of, I don't know, the flying kobolds or something.
Oh, that didn't work last time. It's not going to work this time.
I'm sure you'll find something. But anyways, Urtog, I must be going to get ready for my trip tomorrow.
Sure. Alright, well, Urtog lets you do your thing, as it were. He's upset. He accepts the 5 gold. He does not let you off without that.
Of course not.
And then he says, I will pass your missive along. And he goes back to serving people and cursing about the 50 silver he's going to lose in business. You see him as he's cursing. If you stick around, long enough to down a drink or something, you actually see him slip a couple of the golds into each of the bar wench's pockets.
He always takes such good care of them. I wouldn't stay for very long after that.
Okay. Well, it's very quick, and it looks like he's very used to doing stuff like that. And he then, continues upon his thing. The one drunkard who was there, though, is no longer there. And when you leave, if you leave out the other door, you actually see him. He's kind of laying in a ditch. And it looks like his entire front has been completely coated in vomit.
Ew.
like it's been used to clean up vomit. So, Eridar,
Yas.
what do you do?
I would head back to the temple to collect whatever belongings I would need and to stay the night there before leaving in the morning.
Excellent. Do you let them know that you're leaving?
I do inform them that I will be leaving for a period of time.
The head of the church, the main priest, the head priest, does ask, "And my child, may I ask why you are leaving?"
I have been given a important quest that I believe aligns with the views of Bahamut.
Is there anything that we, as your fellow worshippers, are able to do to assist you?
Not at this time, no, but I will of course reach out to you immediately if I believe that the situation if it becomes necessary in the situation.
So be it. May the Lord of the North Wind speed you on your way. May he of the Platinum Soul guard you upon the travels, and have you come back to us in one piece.
My thanks for your blessing.
And that's the next morning is when you leave.
Mhm.
As Eridar, Reyna, and Valavor get to the location where you were to meet Baldric in regards to the to actually leave and head out, you find a guard there who has finished packing everything, and he says, "Your friend Baldric says that he will meet you upon the road. He wished to take a walk and enjoy the city one more time. I know not where he is though."
Very well.
Okay, and give me a second. Alright. And as you guys head out onto the roadway, there are the four horses are not meant for you guys to ride. They're pack animals, so there's two that pull the cart and two that are led behind it, so you can switch them out and ensure that none of the horses are overly tired or overly
Overworked.
overworked
Mhm.
because of this. About at what point do the three of you stop?
Uh, I'd probably say pretty close to the evening is what I would think.
Yeah, just kind of the
Okay.
normal travel.
Alright, as you guys travel along, approximately midday is when you actually come upon Baldric. And this is midday, almost half a day, almost a full day's walk from the city. Half a day's journey by carriage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Baldric, did you enjoy the little scenery while you walked?
I think your mic's off.
There we go.
He lost his voice, everyone! Change his batteries!
Keyboard's loud, so I muted the mic. But yeah, so it was quite a nice walk.
Alright. Now, just for the player's sense, it is now 8:45, game ends in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Craig has recently gone over my new combat system, determining random combats and events.
Yes. Although it's kind of hard to draw cards when you're not in person.
Right. And that's fine. We're not going to be doing it just yet, because game ends in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Next game that we do for this one, for the Clarion Call, we're going to start, it's travel, and my new system for determining combats and events, I have a slew of events that I keep aside. Pardon. Those events, I'm going to have a map for each and every one of them. I will have each of you, I'm going to have 100 cards, and I will have each of you roll a percentile upon your turn, as it were, to determine what card I pull. This will be how we determine combat, how we determine events, if anything happens or if nothing happens. Far more often is going to be nothing than it is going to be something. There will be combats and there will be other things, and I'm going to keep it fairly simple, so it may be, a bunch of thugs who have, hit points that you don't get to see a value, but I will determine how much damage they take and so on and so forth to reference, if they have defenses, if they're resistant, or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
But this way, instead of me just having a slew of combats set up, this gives a little bit more of that random feeling that we have in a regular D&D game, while making a little bit more work, but nothing too serious for me.
Okay.
It is going to be a 10-day journey until the next actual game-related thing.
Okay.
So we're doing 4 pulls per day for 10 days, so that's 40 pulls total.
Right.
And as long as you guys aren't incredibly unlucky, you're gonna run into combat and shit and chances for treasure.
Shane can DMV out that stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, look, it was totally not a blank card.
over and over.
You
and
rolled
over.
93? Oh, I saw 39.
What's that? A fire giant?
Riding on Bahamut, and he's angry at all his worshippers. Run, Craig, run!
He says that because that's actually their high-end encounter in the other game.
He's a
which
fire
is,
giant.
The Lord of the Blacksmiths. Is
That's
a
cool.
Fire giant.
So we're done with this stream, right?
Yes, we are. So
Okay.
I'm gonna stop the music.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit stop.